Motion by Mr. Bryant,
Second.
second by Mr. Heinley. Any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 5-0. At this time, I'll call for a nomination for school board chair.
Superintendent, I would like to nominate Ms. Linda Vanchek to be the school board chairman for the upcoming year.
So we have a motion for Ms. Vanchek to be the school board chair. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Parker. Any discussion?
No discussion at this time.
Okay, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Congratulations, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much, Board. I appreciate the confidence, and
I'm going to bring this over to you.
will do my best. Thank you, sir. Okay. All right, moving on, then that takes us to the election of the school board vice chair. This time, I need a nomination for school board vice chair.
Madam Chair, I would like to nominate Parker Destin as the vice chair for the upcoming session.
Second.
Okay, we have a nomination of Parker Destin with a second by Dr. White. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, unanimous.
Madam Chair, if we can, before we go further, would it be all right if we take a moment just to recognize our chair for the past year? I would just like to say, Dr. White, thank you again for your leadership for the past 2 years. This is my 9th year on the school board. You have been my chair for 5 of those years, and I will just say that I've been very honored to serve beside you. You have served with compassion and with heart, and our school board has been unified because of your leadership. So thank you for all that you've done.
Well, thank you, Mr. Bryant. I feel like you're all my friends and colleagues, and we've all worked together for the best thing for this school district, and we've had great leadership by the superintendent and staff, and I think I just feel like we've been very successful as a team, and so I certainly appreciate all of you and your support in the past. Thank you.
And I'd like to say, as I'm moving into that role, that I am a little nervous, but I would be a lot more nervous if I didn't know you were on this board, Dr. White, because I consider you the epitome of leadership, particularly in the board, and the knowledge that you have and all that you've done. I know that you're not going to let me fail. You're going to keep me buoyed up over here, and that gives me a lot of confidence, because I know I can always turn to you on what is the right way of things to go. And again, like Mr. Bryant said, you've held this chair position even before I got on this board. So I really do see you as, the overall leader for that. And again, I want to thank you. I know that you've actually seen this board and helped this district through some very challenging situations in the last few years. But I can't think of anybody that I would have trusted more to be the leader of this board than you, sir.
Thank you, Mrs. Vanchek.
Okay, anything else on that? All right, great. So we're going to move on. So the next item we need to look at is the establishment of the 26th school board meeting schedule, and you have that in front of you. You'll notice all the different dates, along with a change in moving the meeting to 5 o'clock versus the current 6 o'clock. So, yes, sir? Yeah.
No.
Okay, so I need a motion to approve this agenda and time change, please.
So moved.
I have a motion by Mr. Heinley, a second?
And I'll second it.
Okay, second by Mr. Bryant. Do we have any discussion?
I would like to just say that I think moving it to 5 o'clock is a good thing. Obviously, with the way traffic is, and especially coming into Crestview and all that, people who might work on this side of town going north will have an opportunity to come to a board meeting without having to go all the way back up to Crestview and make a trip back down, because we do know coming south in the afternoon is pretty easy to get down here. So But I also think for the respect of staff too, because you have to think, staff is here. I mean, Mary was here at 7 o'clock this morning, and for her to be here till 7, 8 o'clock at night, and other staff, I think this would be a good thing for them, not to have to be here for 12, 13 hours on a workshop day or a meeting day.
And Madam Chair, I agree with all of that, and whenever this comes up, I always like to point out that this school board is very active and actually meets more than is required by law, Mr. Attorney. I think by law, we're required only to meet once a month. And in fact, we meet twice, and if you throw in the workshops, I mean, we're up to 4. So we try to give ample opportunity for the public to have input into everything that we're about. So I just wanted to add that.
And if I could follow up on Dr. White's comment too, he's right, because most school districts they only have one meeting, and they typically would do a workshop right before that meeting. And in some districts, because of that one meeting, they go for hours. And because we have the 4, the 2 regular meetings, our meetings, typically don't last no longer than an hour. So, again, that's why I would vote for the earlier time, just.
And I would add that, 6 o'clock is kind of a standard dinner time. We often are recognizing particularly students that come from all over the district, including the north end. And I think it's going to be advantageous to have them and their principals and all that here a little bit early so they can move on with their evening when we do that. So it appears that overall it's going to be good for everyone, including the public coming in. So it sounds like we have a motion and a second. Okay, any other discussion?
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I don't want you to take this as any interpretation of future votes, but for the first one as your first vote, I'm going to have to respectfully decline. I do agree with a lot of what the board has said with regards to moving the meetings from 6 to 5. I do know that it's advantageous for staff. I know they are long days for everybody, but I also am a staunch supporter of making accommodations as much as we can to allow members of the public to participate in their local government. And I know that most people get off at 5. Starting at 6 was always, in my opinion, an accommodation to make sure that the public could travel and attend our meetings at 6 p.m. So I will respectfully not be able to say yes.
I respect your comments there, Mr. Destin. Any other comments? So I'm going to call for a vote. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed?
Nay.
Okay, so that's 4-1. Thank you so much for your input. All right, moving on to 2.4, designation of school board members to serve as the board's trustee and alternate to the Florida School Boards Insurance Trust, known as FSBIT. Do I have a motion?
Motion for Mr. Bryant to continue as the FSBIT rep.
And I would second that if Mr. Bryant is willing to continue serving. You've done a great job with that. You've helped us so much, and actually, we saved a ton of money, and we appreciate that.
Yeah.
I agree, Mr. Bryant, you got that down, and you always give us the good information if you would be willing to keep that position.
I will, and, I thank you for the nice compliments, but I do have to thank staff, especially Sarah Cato and her team, and previous Russ Frakes. Just a great team to work with, and it has been great to see the benefits coming back. The biggest one coming up is going to be the on-site healthcare center that we're going to have over there, and that, of course, is coordinated with FSBIT and everybody involved with that. So a lot of great things coming ahead, and I'm just honored to be able to serve. I will say that in the future, we will have to look at, with term limits, looking at putting somebody else in. So that's why we have an alternate now. So that person would be able to get acclimated to meetings and all
Okay.
that.
So we do need to have an alternate. Do we need to have separate votes on that?
Well, we need to designate who that would be.
Okay, so I'm asking, do we vote on the main person and then go and do the alternate vote?
The motion can include the representative and the alternate.
Okay.
We haven't named an alternate.
All right, yes, so we will need an alternate for that position too, if Mr. Bryant can't go. Who would that be?
And Parker Destin was our alternate, because we did vote in the middle of the year to put an alternate on there.
Okay, so,
So same thing, I'll second Mr. Destin if he's willing to continue.
If it pleases the board, I would be
okay.
proud to do it.
Okay,
To make it official, I'll amend my first motion for Mr. Bryan as the FISBIT and Mr. Destin as the alternate.
perfect. Okay, that's great. So we have the motion for Mr. Bryant to be the representative and for Mr. Destin to be the alternate for FISBIT.
And Dr. White, your second is to that motion.
Sir.
Okay, okay. Any more discussion? Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, great, that passes. All right, moving on to the next one is the designation 2.6, designation of school board member to serve, 2.5, excuse me, designation of school board member to serve as the board's representative to the Okaloosa Public Schools Foundation.
Madam Chair, are you still willing to serve?
I am. I enjoy doing that, but I know I can't do it as the chair. Do I have to pass the gavel?
No. I'm making a nomination.
Okay.
You'll still be able to vote on yourself. So
Okay,
somebody else
gotcha.
will have to. I just want to know if you want to do it.
I'll be glad to.
Okay. I'll nominate,
Anybody want to fight me for it? No,
I'll
I'll be
nominate
glad to.
Miss Linda Vancheck for that role.
Thank you. Okay. All right, so we have a nomination and a second. Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much. I certainly enjoy working with the foundation. All right, 2.6, designation of school board member to serve as the board's representative to the construction program.
Mr. Heinley, are you still up to doing it?
Yes, I am.
I'll nominate Mr. Brett Heinley.
And I'll second that with the comment that Mr. Heinley appreciates so much the good work that you've done on that. I mean, it's impressive that you stepped right in there and we've never missed a beat. And so thank you for doing that.
It's an interesting position, I will tell you that.
Yeah, he does, you do a great job. Yeah, any other discussion? So we have a nomination of Mr. Heinley as our construction, representative for construction program. We had a second by Dr. White. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, great. Thank you, Mr. Heinley. All right, 2.7, designation of school board member to serve as the board's representative to the Principal of the Year and Assistant Principal of the Year Selection Committee.
Well, I'll keep it rolling. So, Dr. White, are you interested in serving?
Well, I've done it before, and so I'm willing to continue if that's the board's pleasure.
Well, then I will nominate Dr. Lamar White.
Okay. All right, we have a nomination of Dr. White. Second? Second. All right, second by Mr. Destin. And yeah, I think you're the most qualified for that position, and I think that's
Well,
great.
I'll just say, I don't know, it's changed so much. But thank you.
Yeah, so, all right, so, all in favor of Dr. White remaining as the representative for Principal of the Year and Assistant Principal of the Year of the Selection Committee, say aye.
Aye.
Do we have any opposed? All right, thank you, it passes. All right, moving on to 2.8, designation of school board member to serve as the board's representative to the Educational Support Professional of the Year Selection Committee.
Madam Chair, I appreciate the opportunity to serve this year, and I see Mr. Strong is out there. So Friday, we're going to make that big announcement. But I would love to have other members serve. Mr. Parker Destin, would you be interested if I make that nomination for you?
I'd be happy to.
Okay, so you're making that nomination,
I am,
Mr. Bryant?
Parker
Okay.
Destin.
So, all right.
I second.
All right, so we have a nomination for Parker Destin in this position by Mr. Bryant, second by Dr. White. Any other discussion? All right, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, passes, great. Okay, 2.9, designation of school board member to serve a 2-year term as the board's representative to the Teacher of the Year Selection Committee.
Madam Chair, I know Mr. Heinley was unable to serve this time around, and we did have somebody else fill in. But this is a 2-year term for next year. And Mr. Heinley, I know this will give you a lot more time to prepare, but would you be interested in serving?
Absolutely.
Okay, then I'll make Mr. Heinley's.
Second.
Okay, so nomination for Mr. Heinley to serve on the Teacher of the Year Selection Committee, a second by Dr. White. Any other discussion? Okay, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, That passes. All right, moving along to Section 3, Other Business, 3.1, Authorization to continue using the existing bank MICR signatures presented by Julie Perry, Chief Financial Officer. All right, I need a motion.
So moved.
All right, motion by Mr. Heinley, a second. Who was that?
Parker.
Okay, okay. Second by Mr. Destin. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, passes. Moving on to 4, Attorney's Business, 4.1, Annual Review of Legal Services Agreement between the School Board of Okaloosa County, Florida, and Anchor Smith Grimsley, PLC, presented by C. Jeffrey McInnes, School Board Attorney.
I'll make a motion that we approve.
I'll second with the comment that, Mr. McGinnis, thank you for your ongoing legal services. And I will say, knowing full well that we get a lot of bang for our buck, really, because you are an institution within education law. You can't really replace over 30 years of representation and knowledge of understanding how complex our issues are, where the solutions might lie, and you do a great service to this district. So I just wanted to remark how lucky we are to have you, and proud to second the motion.
Thank you. And I would also say that it's my great honor to serve the school board. We're pleased with the contract as it is. We're not asking for any adjustments to that, so thank you for your support.
Okay, all right. So we had a motion by Mr. Bryant and a second by Mr. Destin. And then any other discussion?
Yes, I would also like to comment my relationship with Mr. McInnes. I, too, echo what Mr. Destin has said. When I first came on to the school board, when I was first elected, the first person I met with was Mr. McInnes. That was my first 24 hours after the election. That's who I met with. And as everybody knows, the school board only has one employee, and that is Mr. McInnes. And I will just say that over the years, his guidance and wisdom has helped me be a better school board member, especially when it comes to the law and everything else that entitles what our job is. But as I look across the state, we are very fortunate because Mr. McInnes has been in this position 30 plus years. And there is school districts out there right now that are struggling just to keep a school board attorney because they're just not out there like they used to be. So we are very fortunate. But I would just like to echo, like Mr. Destin said, how much I appreciate Mr. McInnes and his service, and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bryant.
And I'll just add, as one having been here when Mr. McInnes joined this team, that it's been a great partnership, and really, when I was out there in those schools and needed help with something, I could always call Mr. McInnes, our board attorney, and I always got help. And I'll just tell y'all, I know it's the same today, and to echo that we are very lucky. And also to say that Mr. McInnes is also held in high regard by the other school board attorneys in the state of Florida, and has served as the president of the School Board Attorneys Association. So we are indeed very lucky, and I just wanted to say that before I cast my yes vote.
Anyone else? Well, I just want to echo all of that, and I know that, again, it gives me a lot of confidence knowing you're there and usually just a phone call away, and I do call you, and the thing is, you've not laughed at some of the things I've asked you, and I appreciate that, and you're as dedicated to this district as anyone, and I appreciate that, and I think you've done a terrific job, and like Dr. White said, you are esteemed in your position throughout the state, which is great. I know we've seen you receive some recognition on that behalf since you've been with us, and so we appreciate you continuing to serve in that capacity. So at that point, we've had a motion. Okay, all right, and we had a second, and now we're in discussion. All right, let's vote. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Okay, any opposed? All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, all right. I think we're down to adjournment, unless there's anything else we've not
Yes,
covered.
Madam Chair, I'd like some new business. I ran this across the superintendent a little while ago, but have a concept for y'all to consider. What if we came up with the idea of getting a student in our district to be a representative to the board? On the board, representative to the board. We can work through the civics program through all the high schools. We can alternate it around, but it's a chance for the student, to study local government and see how it works, and for them to come up here and, be part of the system. I've talked to the county or the school board attorney about it, Mr. Vienna, and he ran it across, and he has some different ideas what other districts do. So want that you guys to consider that. We don't have to put it on a vote for today, but we can come up with a concept, and it would be part of the organizational meeting in the future, I would think.
Madam Chair, if I can comment to Mr.
Sure.
Heinley. So I totally would be on board with that because I do see across the state, other school districts have a standing student that would be a participant, not actually voting or anything like that, but it does bring them like a voice out there to a board meeting per se. But I think that would be a great idea. And we do have a lot of active students. I mean, we have a group that comes just about once every year to speak, the debate kids. So, so we do know there's kids out there, students out there that would love to participate in that. I would be in favor of that.
I would be in favor of it as well. I know that most universities' board of trustees have a specific spot for the student government president so that there is representation, non-voting advisory, but able to participate in the process and encourage all of the things from a civic standpoint that you were discussing. So in general, I think that would be probably really great.
And Madam Chair, I might just offer that Mr. Heinley and I have discussed this, and I've also spoken to my colleagues about different ways in which districts are doing that. So if you would give us the ability with the superintendent to bring some recommendations back as to maybe how that might be structured, whether it's one student or an advisory council of students with a representative that would come and report to the board. There's different ways to do that.
Could we not have to wait to the next organizational meeting to do this? Is this something that we could get done?
Oh, yeah, we could bring it.
Oh, yeah, the superintendent can
Well, I
bring
know
back
Mr.
up.
Heinley mentioned the next organizational meeting, but is
Yeah.
it something we could do?
No, absolutely.
Well, since I brought it up, I'll represent the board with the soup and the attorney, and we'll come up with a plan to bring back to the board. How about that?
Yeah, I just wanted to, I know you're looking at different plans, but I just would like to see that it be more than one student, because I feel like our district, our county is geographically diverse, and I'd like to see that. So I would hate to have just one student, because oftentimes it looks like the South End, all that. And so maybe as you're looking, you might consider a council of students that may be from each of the high schools or something. I'm just suggesting.
So I know that in what I've seen across the state is they do have a council, and let's say we have six high schools. Each meeting, one from that particular council will come, so it wouldn't just be the one from one school. Each meeting, they would alternate, so everybody got a shot at it. So
Yeah, so that's just some considerations as you're looking at the format. But in general, I think it would definitely get my vote to have student participation.
Madam Chair, Mr. McGinnis, is consensus enough, or would you prefer a motion?
I think we know what
Yeah.
the
It's not an
idea
official
is.
bring it to the board. He's just
Yes, sir.
discussion. So
Yep.
we wouldn't need to.
And if you don't mind, Madam Chair, I would just like to say I appreciate Mr. Heinley. I know he and I discussed this way back in the summer. So I know he's been waiting a while to bring this forward, and just appreciate his vision and leadership, and of course having a heart for students, as this whole board does. So just appreciate that.
Thank you.
That would be great. Yeah, that's good. So, all right. Any other items, board, before I adjourn? Okay, we are adjourned.
right.